Check, check, check.
Yeah, you sound good.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Sound
All right.
fucking fabulous.
Fabulous.
Want to fucking count us in?
Yep. 3, 2, 1, go.
Boom, motherfuckers. It's one of
So
those
aggressive.
days. All you spiders of the interwebs. Welcome to another episode of Necro Electric. I'm your host, Schonkenstein, Sean D. Skellington. This little hot piece of ass right here is the love of my life, Kylie Skellington. And then we got Jordan. Mm-hmm. When she's not mixing, she's doing missions for Dumbledore.
That's Dumbledore. And let's not be insulting so early in the podcast. Pretty please.
Jordan Chetelat.
Boom.
All right. Well, I would ask you what our theme is, but we were supposed to have guests, and there was some miscommunication, so
Just a little bit.
that's all out the fucking window.
Jordan is sparkling.
I am.
What the fuck?
It was funny because I walked in the office like this, and at first, because we have two ladies that work in our office, and at first they didn't notice, and then I came in like the actual office where they're sitting, and she goes, "Oh my God, you're sparkling!" And I was like, "Yeah, you know, it's foggy outside. I want people to be able to find me." And she was like, "Okay." And I was like,
awesome
"Yeah."
sweater.
I know, I love it. It's so cool. I love sweaters like this. I'm an ugly sweater connoisseur. Like when it comes to
Yes.
Christmas time, I'm gonna bust out my ugly sweaters. I'm
Please
so
do.
excited. I love ugly sweaters.
We need to have an ugly sweater party.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm down.
Coming soon.
I'm all about that. All about that.
I don't even own sweaters, do I?
No, you don't.
have to
But we
dig
can
one up.
find you one.
You're more of a, leather jacket dude. Too cool for sweaters.
Too cool. I'll find a leather sweater.
A leather sweater? You would too.
That sounds fucking uncomfortable. Like you'd have to like peel it off you at the end
You
of the
would wear
day.
it.
Or rock it. So yeah, let's just do a slice of life.
Yeah.
My life has been annoying the last 10 hours.
Just the last 10 hours.
10
I
hours.
woke up like super fucking early to take my truck in to get it repaired. Mm-hmm. Right? Because we're going on this trip. We're going to California for a couple weeks. And I dropped it off right when they fucking opened at 7. Made an appointment. They didn't even look at the fucking thing until like 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Until I drove down there and fucking bitched about it.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
No.
yeah, it didn't even.
Oh, no.
Didn't even get repaired.
Yeah. See, that's when I turn into like I'd like to see your manager, Karen.
Yeah.
That's when the bitch comes out because
which
like
Karen are you right now?
yeah, I mean, well, I'm not Karen at all, but mostly it's just when there's like really horrible customer service.
Yeah.
Like I get to this point of being like, you've wasted my time. Now you're going to get the mean, Jordan. Like, it's not going to be good. And I try really, I'm like, I understand. Thank you. I really just want to like punch you in the mouth. So.
Yeah, I'm mouthy, so I've already.
He just has a very short temper.
It's not that short. It's like, okay, so I got up. I made an appointment. Mm-hmm. An appointment to look at my truck at 7.
Yeah.
Confirmed everything.
That's
Then-
not how it works there.
They didn't fucking look at it until 3 o'clock. Literally till I called them like a couple times. They're like, oh, this guy's at lunch. This guy's at lunch. They've been at lunch all fucking day. It's a dealership. It's not.
No.
It's not fucking Jed's fucking auto repair. It's the fucking Dodge dealership. And
Yeah. No.
And then I was like, I told her, I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go down there. And then I'm like, what the fuck, guy? And he was just like, oh well, I'll have my guy look at it right now.
What?
Well, shit.
And then it was like a simple fix. And then
Oh,
he's like,
God.
but we're real stacked now, so maybe we can get it back to you tonight. I'm like, I don't have time tonight.
Yeah. No. I need that right
That's
now.
why I brought it at the crack of fucking dawn, dude.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, there's been a couple places. There's like that oil changer place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I went there.
All they do is change oil.
And
except for our truck.
Yeah, they change oil and they do inspections.
Did they tell you that when you dropped the truck off?
It says it on the fucking building. That's all they do. It's like a quick lube. All they do is change oil and fucking inspect your truck. Do the Texas inspections.
Yeah.
So I took my truck there to get the oil change, and the guy was like, "We don't have the socket wrench to drain the oil in your truck. I'm like, my truck's not from the 30s. It's like a 2016 or whatever. I'm like, you don't have a fucking, is this not a shop? Is this not the only fucking, and I told this to the guy, I was like, is this not the only fucking thing you do? You know?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well, if you don't like it, buddy. And I'm like, I don't like it. I
really don't.
Because we were going to go somewhere. We were going to Dallas or something. And, and it was overdue. And I was like, I just want to get it done in the morning before we go.
Yeah.
And it was just, and I sat there again for like half hour before they looked at it. And then I went through that. And then I'm like, fuck this place. And then I had to do my inspection. And it's right near my house. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to go there. I'm going to give them a chance to do my inspection, you know?
Yeah.
And I pull in, and then the guy's like, oh, yeah, the guy who does inspections isn't going to be here until 2. It was like 9 in the morning.
No.
Like, and then I was like, is that, you only do 2 fucking things, and every time I came here, you don't fucking do them.
No.
You know? I'm like, and he's like, well, you don't have to come here. I'm like, well, rest assured, I never will.
Yeah, absolutely not. And I mean, I've worked in customer service for many years, and so I try really hard to not give people a hard time as the customer. I try to be like, okay, they're just people, it's fine. But I mean, I think the only places that I've really lost my shit was I was getting my nails done for my first wedding, and I was really super stressed out. I was just, it was a really, really stressful day. And we go to this nail shop, and my grandma's there, and my mom and my sister and
Is
aunts.
that the yuck grandma?
No, it's another grandma who. That's fair. That's fair, though. That's fair. No, it's another grandma who would probably also say yuck, but not to my face. So, so we were all there, and I'm like hanging by a thread. I'm exhausted, and so I tell the woman exactly what I want. I just want the white tip, French, whatever. I don't want anything special. And she goes, oh no, that won't look good. And I was like, no, that's what I want. And she goes, no, I put pink on it. And I was just like, okay, whatever, just do whatever, whatever. And so she does it, and it looks horrific, like the worst piece of shit nail job that I've ever had in my life. And I've had my nails done a lot, and that was awful. And something snapped in my brain, and I saw what she was doing, and I ripped my hands away, and I was like, this fucking shit. Like, this is fucking shit.
Bridezilla.
And my grandma's sitting like 2 chairs away, and I'm like, I'm in tears, and I'm like, I told you what I wanted, and you didn't listen to me. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I was like, redo it right now. And my mom came, she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, she fucked it all up.
Oh my god.
So she redid it, and she didn't charge me for it, but I scared the shit out of her. I couldn't go back to that nail place probably for like 3 years.
I don't know if I would have ever gone back.
Well, I mean, it's your fucking wedding, though. Like, do what you're asking.
I know. And I mean, I shouldn't have yelled. I definitely shouldn't have cussed at her, but it was just so, I was so high strung. And then the rest of the day was like that. It was just like, like it just all just kind of fell apart. So,
and when it comes to wedding stuff, I think us girls are a little more sensitive to what we want.
Oh,
yeah.
So
I can confirm that.
I wasn't like bridezilla-ish, was I?
No, I was proud of you. There was a couple moments I thought you were gonna lose your shit, and you didn't. So
yeah, nice. Well, and it helps when you have when your partner is invested in the wedding day.
Yeah,
because mine wasn't. He didn't give a shit. He just was like, this is your thing, whatever.
Yeah,
not me.
Yeah, no, he did not care. And the day, later on that afternoon, like, my hairdresser was late. She was super, super late.
Oh my god.
And I my husband or whatever to be was nowhere to be found. And this is like 30 minutes before the ceremony, and I'm calling him. He's not answering my calls, and I'm like, where the fuck are you?
Never a good sign.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is that we had eloped earlier in the year, so this was just a ceremony for friends and family, but we were on a time budget because we were renting this little chapel, which is actually just down the road. Like,
really?
Yeah, there's a little chapel, I think, that way. That we rented from. And so I finally call him, and I'm like, where are you? And he's like, oh, we're at the mall just hanging out. And I was like, get the fuck over here now.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
We're at Hot Topics. Drinking some Jamba Juice.
Apparently one of
About
his
to get married.
I know one of his groomsmen needed something, and he just like, oh, I lost track of time, and I was like, if you don't get here now, I'm going to. You're going to be dead. It's going to be a funeral instead of a wedding. Like, yeah.
Since we're talking weddings, happy 4-year anniversary.
Yay!
October 30th.
I hear it's going to be on the road.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of already had like a little anniversary date.
Yeah, we celebrated early.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good at least.
I got her a bat purse.
We are horrible at like getting presents for each other and not being able to wait until the actual day. We're always like, do you want to know what it is? It's really cool.
Well,
just open it now.
And I don't know if she knows what I got her.
I never do.
Whenever I buy her something, I swear, like a few days later, she's like, because I got her basically a purse, because she had mentioned like, oh, her back was hurting, right? From like, her purse she had. And she was like, I wish I had like a messenger bag. It was just like a small comment, right? So I went and found this like dope ass,
he listens.
like bat purse. It's got wings. It's all crazy. And
That's
it has
cool.
a messenger bag strap and everything. And then like a few days later, she's like, I think I'm going to buy like a new bag or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, damn it, don't buy it. Don't buy one.
Don't spend the money. We can't. I don't know. Yeah.
So then I just gave it to her.
I did that for Oscar's birthday. I did a boudoir shoot.
Oh,
and
nice.
It was
What?
a boudoir shoot.
The
Like
fuck is that?
lingerie shoot.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought. For,
Yeah.
Oh, for Oscar, that's your fiance.
Yes.
For some reason, I
What
thought
do you
you
think she was
I thought
talking
she was just
about?
talking about her son. I'm sorry.
No, definitely not.
Tired. I was like, what?
Oh.
That's why I was like, what?
I got some issues if that was the case. I need a little bit more than
Yeah.
oh my god. But no, and it was very professional. I had like a makeup artist come in, and they were beautiful photos. And I got it done for Oscar's birthday, and I just couldn't wait. I could not wait. I mean, it was like 4 days before his birthday, and I was like, "Do you want your birthday present early?" And he was like, "I guess so." I was like, "No, I need a definitive yes or no." And he was like, "Yeah, okay." So I showed it to him, and he was like, What? I wasn't even what? And I was like, I know, right? Isn't it so cool? And I was so proud of myself. I was like, you just weren't expecting it, were you? Huh?
That's awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
I think from a guy's perspective, like it's hot when she sends me like little sexy pictures and stuff, like now and then. But like a professional, what do you do with? I mean, it's awesome. Like if you get like if you gave me one and you were all like decked out, like do I put it on the wall? Do I show my friends?
No.
Like what do you do with it?
I mean,
you know?
you could. And I mean, I guess it's your personal preference. Also,
Like what does he do for a living?
well, I mean, he works for my parents. He's a programmer, but he also is an artist.
If he had it up in his cubicle.
That would be super weird because my dad comes in the office and also my uncle is his boss. I mean, and I don't even know. Like, I can't even imagine what my dad would do. He'd be like, "What the fuck, Oscar? Why do you have that up?" But no, I had them put in a nice little book. So he has he has it in a book, and I'm sure I guess if you didn't have any kids and you were very open about your relationship, you could have it put on like a canvas or something if you wanted to.
That would be
Fireplace.
interesting. I don't think I could ever do.
Just use spread eagle above our fucking fireplace.
Well, and Oscar's mom comes to our house when we're not there quite often.
Really?
Like she'll come to drop stuff off or whatever the case may be. And so I can just see her opening the door and seeing this big canvas of me like all like cleavage and whatnot, and she's just like, "Hi, Diablo!" And like close the door. She'd be like, "Oscar, take it down." So
She's out there painting some fucking bras on it or whatever.
Yeah. Get the Sharpie out.
yeah. But that's the thing about the boudoir is that you're not completely naked. Like it's very tastefully done to where it's like it leaves things to the imagination.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if you're doing this for somebody, they have seen you completely naked, so it doesn't matter. But it's still like sexy. So I don't know.
I think it was the name that's throwing me off because, like, when I hear boudoir, I think of like, would you like to go to the boudoir?
That's
like a
what
bedroom,
it's.
Well,
right?
that's kind of what it is. It's
Yeah.
photos in the bedroom.
But it's
in
kind of like a
lingerie.
glamour shot, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Like
you're
Napoleon style.
You're
no, not Napoleon
like
style.
Napoleon style, but,
yes. One of my pictures is me like on a horse, and I have one leg raised, and I have a
On
fancy
a llama.
hat. Yeah, a fancy hat on. Yes, that's his favorite one.
Riding Tina.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm such a good gift giver, but I always have a hard time figuring out like what they don't have already or what they're gonna like, and there's just so much. I'm like, and then I get anxious, and I'm like, I don't know, and I just don't end up getting anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, sorry, I didn't know what you wanted. Like,
He's like, oh, fuck you then.
Am I a pretty good gift giver?
Yeah, you're good.
Do I get you good stuff?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay, good.
I mean,
sometimes
I'm
I'm
not
not
that
sure.
complicated. I'm not that complicated, but
Yeah, I know. If there's something that you want, I feel like you just go buy it. So it's really hard to like.
yeah,
well, like I love t-shirts. I have like 10,000 black t-shirts.
Yeah, I usually buy you shirts, and then
Hoodies. And
lately I've been buying you knickknacks, as you call them.
Nick, like what?
like Creature of the Black Lagoon figures.
Anything Universal
Oh, yeah.
Monsters or like horror themed. Like Walgreens had a bunch of Addams Family stuff this year, so I got him the little like Gomez and Morticia things.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's
dolls.
really
I didn't want to
cool.
say dolls because I feel like that's just not a manly thing.
Oh, I like it. And then you gave me the little coffin shelf, and I put all that stuff
Yeah.
on there.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
super cool.
Yeah.
See, we have Oscar is also very much into collectibles, not dolls, collectibles of like
Collectibles. There we go.
I have
Yeah.
dolls. I don't care.
Yeah.
My dolls aren't that like.
Your Chucky doll.
I have a whole box full of horror movie dolls.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
We just don't have the space to put them anywhere. Like we don't have a shelf, or we have a couple shelves, but they're all filled up with those like Pop Funko dolls. He's got a huge obsession with Doctor Doom, and so he's got 1,000,001 action figure / doll collectibles of him, and
That's
so
cool.
yeah, but yeah, that's the other thing too, is like he's got so many collectible things and all sorts of what's the word? I almost said paraphernalia, but I don't know if that's the correct term.
No.
But
Glass pipes and bombs.
yeah, Star Wars shaped. That's important. But yeah, he's got so much stuff, and you're just like, man, I don't know how to top this, or I don't know, like without spending $1 bajillion on cool shit. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like to take you places. Like every once in a while, we buy each other like concert tickets
Yeah.
or something, or like a Comic-Con ticket.
I fucked up the last one though, but
Oh yeah, that was. Yeah, we already told that story.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I missed that
You
one.
missed it, Jordan. You have to go back and watch that one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh boy.
It turned out good though.
Yeah, it was still a good date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had the wrong day. I bought the tickets. We went to we traveled all the way to San Francisco, and then we were
Literally got to the steps of the fucking auditorium, and it was locked, and we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And then I looked it up on my phone, and I was like, what's today? She's like, oh, it's like the 22nd. I'm like, oh no.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we were already scheduled to go back home that next
Yeah.
day.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And we had walked all the way through the fucking Tenderloin to get there.
Yeah.
So we said, fuck
This
it.
trip is going to be on schedule.
On
Yeah.
schedule.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
So Jordan
Yeah.
just got back from Harry Potter World.
I did, and that was probably the best birthday I've ever
That's
had.
in LA, right?
Well, they have one in California, but we went to the one in Florida.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we flew to Florida, which was fucking hot and humid.
I
But
used to hate getting out of like the van, and then it was just a wall.
Ugh.
Like it literally feels like a wall.
yeah, I mean, it's that thick. Like you walk outside and you just are like it's instantly sweating.
How weird.
You're just like, so.
It sucks.
Yeah, but it was amazing. We spent all of our time at Harry Potter World, spent way too much money. But it's hard not to, because they just have all these collectibles and exclusives there at the park, and you're like, well, if I don't get it now, I won't ever get it again.
have it.
Yeah. So
Disney does that same bullshit. They'll
Yeah.
have like limited edition park only Nightmare Before Christmas T-shirts and shit.
Yeah.
Run them all.
I actually thought of you guys because they were having Halloween Horror Nights at Universal.
Really?
And we thought that it was included with our ticket. And we were like, oh, we'll just hang out. And no, you have to buy a separate ticket to be able to get into it. But yeah, they had all these decorations, and they had like, because we had to leave the park early because they were starting the Halloween Horror Nights, and like they were playing Beetlejuice music and Michael Myers music, and one of the stores had these giant horror movie figurines like Bride of Frankenstein and Dracula. Like I saw it, and I was like, oh, they would love this. It was awesome. So yeah, but we yeah, it was totally worth the money though. Because I was telling Kylie earlier, it's a total immersive experience. Like you walk in and you can't see the rest of the park. You're just in it, and they have the music and the food and the like, just everything all together. So, and if you're not into Harry Potter, it would be, you go and you're like, oh, this is cool, but then you want to go see other stuff. But if you're a nerd like me, you're just like, oh, it's so great. Like, I'm like halfway crying. Everything is like, oh my God, it's so great.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I like the Harry Potter movies. I couldn't get into the new one. The Fantastic Beasts or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah, those are cool. I mean, it's just different is what it is. And I think a lot of people, it's the same world, but because it's not the main like Harry Potter characters, people are like, oh.
It's like a prequel shit, right?
Yeah. Well, and I read the books when I was in junior high, and I was just, it's one of those things where I became very obsessed with it very early. And so now as an adult, it's just like, I have the money and the time to be able to, expound upon it. So
just buying robes and wands and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I bought a wand and it was really cool. So thank you.
We got time for a sponsor.
Yeah, we do. This episode is brought to you by Dark and Dreary Clothing. Dark and Dreary is an edgy fashion and lifestyle brand that embraces great design and unsurpassed quality. Dark and Dreary has quickly gained a following amongst fans of the occult, horror, punk rock, heavy metal, and all-around free thinkers and retailers worldwide without shoving a preachy, trendy, or political message down your throat. So buy the best, fuck the rest. darkanddrearyclothing.com.
Boom. Buy shit.
Boom.
Got new shirts.
That is really cool. I really want one. Yeah, I'm a little bit sad that October is coming to an end because all of my cute scary sweaters have to go back in the closet, and I'm like, what am I gonna wear now? I don't even know.
I think our neighbors are gonna think we're fucking insane because we decorated early for Halloween.
It was like maybe 5 days before October started. we full out decked our front lawn in like pumpkins, spider webs, like this gigantic furry spider going up the tree and
orange
stuff.
Lights and shit.
Oh, I didn't like
ghosts hanging from our tree.
I didn't see that because when I came over the other night, it was dark, and so I only saw a few things in the yard, but I didn't see like the giant spider or anything like that. So that's
it's on
cool.
the second tree. Yeah, but then we took it all down today because we're going to be gone.
Oh, yeah. So I would just leave it up.
And we're filming this like a little bit before Halloween.
Yeah.
When this airs, it'll be after Halloween. But yeah, we took down our decor before Halloween.
And we're the only house that decorated.
In the neighborhood, yeah.
Well, that's boring. I feel like a lot of people don't decorate for Halloween like outside. Mm-hmm. I don't see that a whole lot. I see it more inside. So maybe, I don't know. I would have left it up. I would have been like,
step up your game, Texas.
Yeah. like take it down after Thanksgiving. Like take it down and then start with the Christmas decorations.
Just wait for our Christmas decorations. It's all like Nightmare Before Christmas theme.
Oh, that's awesome.
I made like the wreath for the front door that has like the teeth on it. The big eyes and stuff.
Yes. That is so cool.
So people think we're really weird, I think.
I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. I would have loved to have neighbors like you guys.
Right?
Mine were old people that, well,
ours are old people. Not
of course I lived out in the boonies for most of my life, so we didn't, I only knew my neighbors just by association, but we had one neighbor, Mr. Delius, who would constantly come over to our house to complain about like our dogs or whatever, but he only buttoned one button of his shirt, and so it was like open here but then open at the bottom too. Ew. So he'd be like leaning up against the door frame being like, y'all's dogs,
shut those dogs up, please.
Showing some belly button.
Yeah, it was just like okay. I don't even know what to do with that. But that's what you get when you live in the boonies, is you get a bunch of weirdos.
Like, don't you know belly buttons are the butthole of the stomach?
What? Nobody has ever said that nor thought that besides you right now.
But now that's all I'm gonna think of. Every time I see a belly button, I'm gonna be like, the butthole of the stomach, man. Wah, wah, wah.
So we're gonna travel with our 2.5-year-old across the country.
Yay.
Fun.
He's either like super chill about it or just not having it.
Well,
there's two modes.
He was still a baby when you guys came the last time.
Yeah.
So was he pretty chill about it, or?
He slept in the car the whole time. And then when we pulled over to go to bed, he didn't want to sleep because he had been sleeping in the car. So that was a struggle.
Yeah. That's gonna be fun. Do you have like a little DVD player for him to watch? Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll see.
He has a tablet that he has all his stuff on.
There you go.
Well, and like we tried to do it in like one shot, like almost like the first time.
Yeah.
God.
We stopped for one night.
Yeah, I think that was just too much for him because by the time we got close, he was just like, "This sucks.
Let me out of here."
He was like literally like trying to open his thing.
Poor kid.
So this time we spaced it out.
Yeah, we're actually staying in New Mexico and then Arizona and then LA.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then the Bay Area.
And when we're LA, we're gonna do a podcast with Rick Glassman and director Craig Efros.
Yeah. Well, Sean is. I gotta watch the kid, but
yeah,
we'll see. I'm working on it.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah, me and Rick Glassman are Harry Potter buddies because he sent in that video and he was riding the Flight of the Hippogriff ride.
Yeah,
that's how I was like, he's riding that ride. So I don't know if it was probably in California, but I saw it and I was like, you're cool, man. You're cool. Yeah.
Shout out to Rick.
Shout out to Rick, HP buddy. Yeah. And then you're also interviewing porn duffel bag.
Yeah, when we get to Fremont.
Yes.
Because I'm doing some contract work for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And Adam works at the place that I'm going to.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm excited to see, like, put a face to the name.
Mm-hmm.
He actually looks a lot like Scubavelli.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
People thought that was Adam when he's dressed up like Macho Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy Mike Tiem was like,
funny.
He's like, I thought for sure that was Adam.
Yeah.
So you guys will see.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, I mean, good luck with that. I do not envy you at all.
No.
I mean, I don't really mind traveling all that much, but I don't know. I was kind of scarred as a kid because my family, because we were, kind of poor growing up. My dad had his own business when we were kids, and anytime that we'd take vacations, we always had to drive. We never flew anywhere. Because there were 5 of us and it's fucking expensive. Mm-hmm. But my mom is very sensitive about being in the car for a long time. Yeah. And so like any like rustling of paper or if you breathe too loud or if you chew too loud, she's like, stop that. Stop. Who's doing that? What are you doing? And like we'd have backpacks of stuff and we'd be pulling, we're going to pull out a pen and paper and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, hurry up. Get what you got to get and close up that bag. So now
take a shot, Mom.
I know.
Chill out.
Here's a Xanax.
Yeah, I vividly remember her getting into fights with my sister after we'd been in the car for, like 10 hours or whatever it was, and like we'd have to stop and everyone's crying and I'm just like, what's going on? I just want to go skiing. No. So now it doesn't bother me nearly as much, but I get like a little bit of a twitch after a couple hours where I'm just like, okay, I gotta get out of here. I'm getting cabin fever. It's a little bit too much. So,
Not me. I spent so much time in cars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm totally cool. That's the only thing is like I drove 21 hours straight to LA last time.
No, fuck that. No,
insane.
I was fine
until you got there, and then you called me like delirious.
Well, okay, so when I got there, I was like, okay, like. Now I'm tired. It's been 21 hours. I'm fucking tired. I stayed at the Dixie. It's like the famous hotel on Sunset. Mm-hmm. And I went in there, and when I was when I booked it, I was like, okay, it's close to Stevie Weeby's house. So I could just walk over there. Like, I don't have to worry about driving because I fucking hate driving in LA.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
Worse, and it irritates me to no end. So I was, that's all I was thinking about. Like, I don't want to drive. I just want to walk over there. And then I forgot that it's on the fucking Sunset. So, like, I got into my hotel room and I had my dogs with me, the killers.
Yeah.
And then it was just, and it was like I don't know what day it was. It was like a Tuesday or something. It wasn't like a weekend, but it was fucking party central. Like, people just, like, the walls were made out of fucking rice paper or something.
It was downtown Hollywood.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
And there was people filming shit, and like they promote that. They're like, film at our famous hotel, and like
wow,
just people fucking slamming around, dancing, slamming doors. You got
gosh! So we're not staying there,
no,
right?
Hell no.
Okay.
And then my dogs were just going crazy, so I couldn't sleep.
God.
So and then I called her. I'm like, they're not letting me sleep.
I'm like thousands of miles away. Like, what do you want me to do?
I'm like, I fucked up.
Call the hotel. Tell them to shut the fuck up. I don't know.
Down.
But
it's okay. It'll be better this time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you've got 2 people, and then if you're making multiple stops, it's not quite as hectic.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. I think the only solo drive I've ever made by myself was from Virginia to Texas before I moved to Japan.
Yeah.
And I had all of my stuff in the car and our Husky. And I remember I had to get gas in West Virginia in the mountains, which is scary as fuck. It was nighttime, and it was like the only gas station around for miles, and I was the only one at the gas station. And I was like, I've seen too many horror movies to be okay with this. Like, hurry up, pump the gas, pump the gas.
Like U-turn, it's based in
Virginia.
Virginia.
Like, it's just too
country road, take me home.
Yeah, like
all the serial killers sharpening their chainsaws and shit.
They're like, yes, the perfect white girl. They'll never know. They'll never miss her. But thankfully, I got through it okay. And I had to make one stop in Tennessee. But then, by the time I got to my mom's house, I was just like, oh my God, I'm dead. I'm
Put
dead.
Me to bed.
Yeah, it's just too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
We got time for another ad.
Yep. This episode is also brought to you by Mod Ministry. Mod Ministry merch creates for the edgy woman, the kind of woman who works hard but plays much harder, who embraces femininity but tests the societal limits. We are not for the faint of heart. We are bold. We are beautiful. Check out the Mod Ministry Etsy page for handmade harness lingerie. 5-star rated seller since 2014.
Boom. And her outfits will be featured in this drag show.
Yeah, there's a drag show on the 30th.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I can't be there in person, but I did sponsor and give all the drag show participants harnesses to wear.
Cool.
So they're having a little fashion halftime show.
So shout out to Glass Phoenix for sponsoring that whole thing.
Yeah. I love that place.
And Keep Wake Out Loud is putting it on.
That's where I get my CBD oil.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. That's a popular place.
It is it's a cool place. Yeah. I mean, it's right downtown on Austin Avenue, and they have a lot of, they don't just do CBD oil. They have a lot of other stuff, but then they have this whole section where they sell these gnomes in jars and little fairy things, and it's super cute. So
it's right up your alley.
Yeah. Gnomes and fairies. That's my jam. That sounds awesome, man.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I wish we could go, but we're gonna be on the road.
I'm actually gonna miss Texas.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know. I mean, I'm excited to see my friends that I haven't seen in a long time, but
Texas does that to you. It gets in your bones.
We're used to working for ourselves, and a guy who I have a contract with that I supply to here, that I do stuff for. Yeah, that's the guy I'm going to work for because he needs my help, overseeing a move from a warehouse. But I'm not used to commuting 2 hours a day just to make it to work, to get up the fucking crack of dawn, and then go back to you only get half an hour for lunches.
Okay, so we're not going.
I have to go, but yeah, it's gonna be. It makes me appreciate our life here.
Yeah. Anytime I've ever lived outside of Texas, I immediately miss it. Like, I'm excited to be, like, I loved living in Virginia. I loved living in Okinawa, but I was always homesick for Texas. And you can't even really explain it. It's just like, oh, it's home. Yeah. It's just where it's where you are.
Well, I'm always, like, cool with being, like, a loner. You know what I mean? Like, I do a lot of things by myself here, like, as far as work and all that. But I was, like, super surprised, like, how many cool people we've met here.
Yeah.
And, like, the culture here. And, like, I'm bummed that we're missing out on, like, all the events that are happening.
I know.
Yeah.
And I just met, like, some new musicians, and they want to jam. And I'm like,
oh, cool.
Well, fucking, I'll be back.
Don't forget about me.
Yeah, just, it's, I don't know. And we have, like, not that I don't have a tight connection with because all my friends from back home are, like, lifelong friends I've known, people I've been in bands with and done all this bullshit with, for years and years. But here, like, it back home, everybody's so busy all the time.
Yeah.
So even though you're there and you're with them, you don't really get to see them as much anymore.
Yeah.
But here, all of our friends, they, like, come by every day. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know.
Aww.
So we're gonna miss that.
That sounds awesome.
We're coming up on 36 minutes here or something.
Yeah.
Or something.
So better get into some life in the comment section.
Some life in the comment section.
All right. So this first one is from YouTube, Raul Trevino. That video game hustle was genius. Sorry that you made an old man hard too. Ha ha.
That's from our Things You Don't Know podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those. Yeah. Is what it is.
And our next one is from Austin Crider from YouTube. It's cool to see things like your podcast springing up in Waco. The production value is great. Keep up the good work, guys.
Oh, very nice.
Thanks, Austin.
Very nice.
I gotta remember to start screening those names and stuff. At first, you started stumbling. I was like, oh no.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you can't help how it's spelled, and so you just say the name and you don't realize how it sounds until later on. Okay.
Until people are making memes.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Hey, you know what? I've never been a meme before, so I feel okay with that.
Somebody make Jordan a meme.
Well, actually, didn't Aaron from Oni-chan say you were some kind of prostitute meme or something?
Yeah. No, it was. I don't remember what we were doing. We were doing something ridiculous, I'm sure. And I said something like, I'm the worst stripper ever. And I had these, like, big sunglasses on, and so they made a GIF out of it. Or GIF, I don't know. Anyway, so I need to find it and send it to you guys, because it is pretty funny, but I've never been a meme before, so make me viral.
There we go.
All right, you guys want to do some shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to my 20s. See you later, bitch. I won't miss you. Will not miss you. Fuck you. That's it.
Shout out to me for forgetting to do the friends of the podcast thing today.
Oh,
we'll get you next episode.
Next episode. I was like, man, we're missing something.
Yeah. Shout out to all our friends that we're gonna see in California, and dreading it and excited at the same time. So it's gonna be good. And do me a favor and subscribe.
Subscribe now.
Review. Help us out. The more we get, the more people give us opportunities to do stuff.
1 billion followers.
1 billion.
Make us one step closer. Pause this video and just hit that fucking button for me.
You can do it at the same time. Multitask.
Yeah.
We've actually hit over 1,000 on Spotify.
Yay.
Nice.
Thanks
So
all you
shout out to you
Spotify
guys.
peeps.
Thank you.
I think if we do that for a couple months, then they'll start monetizing us.
Hell
Thanks,
yeah.
Spotify peeps.
Yeah,
Let's
so thanks
do
for
it.
listening. Even though I think it's better to watch it because I think this is more of a visual podcast.
Yeah.
You're missing out a little bit on the visuals because
Yeah.
Especially when we have guests and they get all crazy and start doing shit that you gotta physically see.
The facial expressions are what make it.
Yeah.
Especially if someone's telling a funny story and like they're getting all like into it. So.
And you have like the pleasure party chick here. Or
something. Talking about her coochie. You don't know what she's talking about.
What about you, Rob?
Shout out to October. I miss you already.
Fare thee well.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jordan's yuck grandma.
Yuck grandma. Yeah, I unfriended her on Facebook.
No.
Well, because she made this comment about I did some cosplay makeup. I don't know if you saw it with the white wig and the horns and stuff. And she said something about like I'll be really glad when all this evil is over. And I was like, that's it. I unfriended her. That'll teach you. She probably hasn't even noticed. But like I talked to my mom about it. She was like, Jordan, she's an 80-year-old lady. Like, just let it roll off of you. And I was like, yeah, okay. Like, all right, cool.
Shout out to Joni, her grandma, because her grandma's dope with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's super supportive. I'm sure you see her on our comments. She calls our son Prince Bane.
Oh, Prince. Yeah, okay.
Like, all the time.
Oh, cute.
She loves him. It's cute. All right, well, next time we see you, we'll be in L.A.
Whoop, whoop. I'm going to miss you guys. I don't know.
We'll miss you too, Jordan.
What am I going to do?
Jordan won't be here for a couple episodes, but
maybe you'll see my face at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And maybe tune in to Oni-chan. She might pop over there. You never know.
Yeah, I got to fill my time somehow. I'm just kidding. I love you guys.
All right, well, till next time. See you later.
Bye.